Is it really overcast up there? Or, man, it looks like upstate New York here today. I guess we're still getting the smoke.
Yeah, it's kind of gloomy up here. I mean, it's bright out, but yeah, it's really overcast.
Yeah, it almost never looks like this here. Well, I got me a nice 100 grit Superior Nail Products nail file. In addition to all the pieces of skin missing off of my knuckles from doing all that tin work, the damn fingernails are long enough now that if I keep doing that kind of work, I'm gonna rip a nail in half, you know, like seriously rip it. So I gotta file these suckers. Brand spanking new 100 grit, Billy.
Oh boy. Yeah, there'll be plenty of stuff like that, at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow with loud noises and people wanting you to do. Yeah, I'll deal with all that kind of stuff tomorrow.
Yeah. What do they do? Turn everything back up?
They're saw cutting a floor, and it's so loud.
Yeah, you got ear protection?
Yeah, I mean, I put in the earplugs, and I guess they have like a almost minus 30 decibel reduction, but that still puts you. I was looking at everything, and it's still too loud, but it's not gonna screw you up. I think it's for a couple more days.
Yeah, I guess the floor's what, steel?
No, it's like concrete. Couple inches thick of concrete.
Oh, okay. They're saw cutting it. Now I get what you're doing. Well, they have gas-powered ones?
No, they have a generator outside. They're electric, but it's over 120. Well, it's like right near 120 decibels. So it hurts if you don't have earplugs.
Yeah, well, 90 is still too much for chronic. Of course, you know that. Maybe you got any noise reduction cans? You could put them on also.
Yeah, I have some, but I don't think I would be able to wear my hard hat with those. They won't go over it, and you can't adjust them like that. So it'd be kind of hard to do.
Oh, that stinks. Yeah, it's loud when, like, if you go to yawn. I think I told you this about the generator at Empire. You go to yawn, and your, sinuses open, and you can hear it through your nose.
Yeah, or, like, people are yelling things at you from 5 feet away, and you can't hear them. Like, literally.
Yeah. Well, I told you the last time the guys were yelling at each other like that at work, they were both on ladders and they were like right next to each other, and they must have fired up the 811 rig.
Yeah, this place is on like lockdown, so there's not too much stuff like that going on here.
Yeah, I would think that they're real strict about their personnel. Yeah. Well, anyway. So, how am I coming in over there?
Yeah, you're coming in well. I was listening to some people chatting before. Some of them weren't hitting me so hard when usually they do, but everything seems a little bit down. But I don't get on in the afternoon that much, so it's probably normal. But now I have my SNR up there, so I'll give you an SNR next time. Good signal.
Yeah, I wonder if Clark is around today. You can ask him that FM question. I was looking at the spectral shot. It really annoys me every time I look at a picture on there. When I get rid of the picture, I can't get rid of the picture, and I gotta chop out of Discord altogether. I haven't figured out how to do that yet because I'm an old, dilapidated person.
Wait, what's happening? I didn't follow that.
You know the spectral shot of FM that guy is showing, and it's got 5 carriers?
Yeah.
Every time I go to look at that and then get rid of it, make it go away, I can't make the picture go away without banging completely out of Discord.
Like it crashes?
I try right-clicking it and looking for a menu, like, you know, back or anything, or hit the back button, doesn't do anything, because it seems to open in a new link, but then when I close the link, it closes me out of the server, and it didn't always work like that. I think that thing, I don't know if my browser is wacky or if it's something like Discord, but once in a while it's clunky. It could be me too. I mean, I'll admit, it could be me.
Wait, no, I think I know what you're talking about. That stuff comes up, and there's like, I think there's a little circle and an X nearby it that you have to click. It's like not intuitive. Yeah, I've closed out of stuff before. I'm gonna try to replicate it. I'm gonna go look at this thing. But I know what you're talking about. It's. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, don't even bother. Give it some time. If it still does it next week, I will. I'll take a video of what I'm doing wrong and send it to you or something. Just don't bother. Don't concern yourself with that crap. Because the other thing was when you're trying to bring, you know, somebody's attention so that they'll get a notification, you know, at W2BTK, I was able to do that, and then later on I was not able to do that.
Huh. That I'm not sure. That also depends which chat room you're in. Some chat rooms. Well, actually, no. I don't think I have any of those crazy permissions set up. That's weird. But okay, so the picture thing, there is no X. And yeah, if you click the X all the way up top, you close everything. You just have to click away from it. Like click outside of the image, like on part of the black, and it'll bring you back. Or it should.
Good. Oh, how sneaky is that?
Yeah, it's well, it's sneaky. But that's how you do it. You just click, you know, anything but the picture, and it brings you back.
Yeah, it's all gamer stuff. How about it gives me some banana peels or something that I can click on?
Yeah, the whole gaming thing, I don't know, like I can't watch people play video games really.
I don't know. I suppose I could get into that, but then I suppose that I'm not going to ever get into that.
I don't play a lot of video games, you know, like I don't understand a lot of this stuff. It's funny.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a different discipline, you know, so that site is it's geared to gamers. I understand. I'm an outsider.
Discord's cool though. You can do a lot of things with it. I'm in the voice chat now. Like I could have you, like if you were on vacation with no radio and you wanted to go in there, you know, instead of going on the radio, you could be on the Twitch stream.
Who was that? Did you get that, Billy?
No, I hear very faint.
Thought I heard like W2DTS or something like that. You're kind of light here. Band doesn't seem to be fully open at the moment. Can you try that call again, please? W2 very weak here. Oh, gotcha now. W3DEF. Yeah, you're about 10 over 9 here. You came up a little bit. Bits early, though. My call's W2, very weak. Name is Dave. And I'm in New Jersey at the seashore. W12, Victor Whiskey. W2 very weak. W2 Volkswagen. Yeah, okay, Steve. I got most of that. You faded out in the middle and then faded back in at the end. It's the band. It's not you. I don't think you have an antenna problem. I'm running a Johnson 500 here, so I may be running more power than you, and maybe you've got local noise. I have some here too, but it's not terrible today. Anyway, nice to run into you here, and maybe another hour or so. You know, the D layer will start disintegrating or something. I don't know. It's that time of the year. Were you hearing him at all, Billy?
Yeah, he came up over here toward the end. Heard him saying a few things, and his call, "Don't ever forget." I got that. I won't.
Yeah, actually, you didn't give it, Steve. You didn't miss it. Name is Dave. Delta Alpha Victor Echo. Go ahead. Okay, Steve, 7.3. Yeah, there's 32V. Sounds fine. Got a few of those around here myself. Sounds fine. The audio's good. Signal's okay for the daytime. And, yeah, it's just long enough that it's not going to be solid yet. But, yeah, you don't have a problem there. The folded dipole is, seems to be working. So, 7.3, nice to meet you. How about that time, Billy? What'd you get?
That he's pretty low here. Not so much.
Yeah, gotcha. He's in Chevy Chase.
What?
Chevy Chase, Maryland.
Oh.
So you're way further away than I am.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what it is. Everybody's a little bit down this afternoon, so he'd probably be, just fine at night.
Yeah, but then that's when all the crazy people come out on this band.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm not surprised, if I can't hear him at all, you probably wouldn't hear me. I'm on low power.
Roger. Was that someone else? That was M. He knows the code.
Learn the code.
Learn the code.
have those the raw audio files. I should see if I can locate them on my computer.
Yeah, you ought to put that next to coronavirus and horn there. Put another button up.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I didn't click on Tommy Son's Little Mermaid link. I just couldn't.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There's a WAP Little Mermaid. Somebody, I don't know. It said warning, graphic content. And I'm like, I could just imagine.
Oh man. Cardi B. Look.
Well, everybody's got to make a living.
Man, she's the best.
Yeah, Ada went on up to New England with the kids, and she called me up. She goes, "Have you ever heard of WAP? You wouldn't believe this crap." She didn't even say it like that. She goes, "I just heard this. You wouldn't believe it." I'm like, "Yeah, it's been out for a month already."
Man, yeah, dude, it's really funny. I mean, it's really funny.
This, well, who's that guy? Adam Shapiro. He's like a talk guy that he talks really fast. He's a younger guy. They're aiming him at younger audiences, conservative, ultra-conservative guy. He did like a spoof on it. He changed the words, and I guess a lot of people did that. He probably was one of the earlier ones, and he read off the lyrics to the entire thing on his show. And he goes, "My wife works in the health field and said that she could possibly have some kind of infection."
Yeah, I saw that, and it turned into a bunch of like memes and stuff, and I saw all that.
Yes, wireless access protocol will never be the same.
That's right. It's so true. I mean, kids growing up right now talk about WAP, and it used to be a nerdy thing.
Yeah, well, I guess that's for nerds too, huh?
I guess. I just think Cardi B is funny as hell.
Yeah, I actually never heard of her before you put that coronavirus thing up. But, why would I?
She's had a couple of, well, yeah, you probably don't listen to like, whatever FM would be playing Cardi B. But she did have a bunch of hits, like, that were on the radio a lot past couple years.
Yep, W2 very weak. Nope. Like you say, exactly like you say, I wouldn't know. Just don't travel in those circles. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that picture I sent you there with the outlet, somebody, they wired this place with number 12, but somebody put some 14 on the feed through. I don't know. You probably couldn't tell because it was wasn't much left of what was in that picture, but somebody used 14, and I don't know which direction it's going, if it's feeding that or if it's on the downstream side. But there's a GFI in the bathroom that feeds that circuit, and that circuit goes on the front deck and the back deck both. And then it also runs upstairs to the bathroom, and it's also on the first floor bathroom, the outlet, but not the light. That's two different circuits. So it looks like when they built this place, the guy wanted an extra outlet probably on the front deck that wasn't there, and he stuck it in there. Probably the guy that was building the house did it, and it wasn't done by an electrician. They used 14.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. I've worked for guys who've like, done stuff like that. I've been like, it'll be all right. Like, when I was laid off and stuff.
Yeah, I can see why you don't like residential, because it really does. It hurts you while you're doing it, It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, and not to mention, it's just like, I don't know. It's always, you're always struggling somehow, like doing all this stuff. Like people are like, oh yeah, I want a receptacle like on the back wall of the garage, and then you open the garage and it's filled to the brim with stuff like you can't even see the back wall. It's like, what?
Yeah, man. W2VW at 340. Yeah. Now, this is a nice Chrysler engine.
I was looking at pictures of 1996 Plymouth Voyager minivans because I kind of miss my man. That's the car I learned how to I really learned how to drive in, and it was awesome. That thing was great. In fact, when I was still doing sound in Long Beach there, one of the drummers for one of the bands had one, and he drove it. He'd haul his drums around in it. He got it cheap somewhere, and I was like, man, like it brought back all memories and stuff. I was like, dude, like, can I check that thing out? And like sat in the driver's seat. It was like, whoa, this is the coolest car ever. I would totally drive one of those.
Yeah, that's a mom's taxi.
It's so nostalgic to be in one of those things. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I had one of those for about 5 minutes. Somebody, I think I got it for free. Maybe I paid $50 for it. It was, I remember I had to rewire a bunch of stuff in the front of it. Something melted. The wire, I think all the wiring melted around it. I think it had an electric fan in it. And I fixed it up and I registered it. And put it on the road. And one of my friends bought it from me. He wanted it. Like really, really wanted it. I'm like, okay. And, and I think it's still in Lakewood.
Yeah, perfect. Dude, that's where you're going to find them.
I think the guy bought it from me because he wanted to flip it to one of the locals up there. I didn't care. He gave me I paid nothing for it. I put 2 hours into it, and what I didn't like about it is, like, if you get in a serious accident in that thing, it's not really that good. That's what I didn't like about it.
Yeah, fair enough. They were pretty sturdy, though. That's for sure. I beat that thing up. It was fine. Played a game one time with shopping carts. Figured out, like, if you crept up on one from behind, and you gave it like a little bit of gas, just enough to get the back two wheels of the shopping cart, which are the steer tires, I guess. You could like totally drive the thing around about 20-25 miles an hour, and then just like, I don't know, do whatever. I'm not going to continue. W2BTK.
Yeah, I think that if you're a really bad person, you could be reincarnated as a shopping cart.
Man, that was a wild time.
I don't know. Every time I see somebody throwing out a couch, I want to hook it up to the trailer hitch and do some couch surfing.
Yeah, that's one thing I've never done. I have done a little bit of, snow tube attached to a vehicle, in a couple of those blizzards when we were like little kids.
What vehicle?
I can't remember what vehicle, but it was over at my buddy's house, and I think it might have been a quad, but I think they were using a car at some point.
Yeah, you get in big trouble real quick using a car. Well, that's how you find out your limitations, you exceed them.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff. We had also on the water, tubing and stuff. I've done stuff like that at these camps. We used to go to like the Christian like camp thing in the summertime. I guess we were in like high school or just about to go into high school or something, and they did wild stuff there for us to do. But we were like bad kids. We really shouldn't have been there.
Oh, well, I guess they figured that out, right?
Yeah, it was rough, I guess. Now, like looking back at all this, some of the things that happened, and like, it was rough on the counselor guys, like trying to lead the local group, No.
Rather be a counselor than a shopping cart.
Yeah, that's true.
I got to set up my my backup transmitter, the audio on it. I guess I'll whip up another audio profile and load it into this thing. I've never done that with this. I just use it, adjust it on the fly, and I don't save them.
I did that for a while, but I finally, it's been a long time, but now I'm at the point where I never touch anything, and I have all equipment that'll boot up and remember everything. It's not bad, so I'm not worried about it, except for my scope. But I can still see 3/4 of a decent pattern. It's just part of it is kind of like wah wah. Who knows? I got a lot of stuff set up, the past couple weeks. I haven't been streaming too. I got all the lag out of my system here between the computers, because there used to be lag there too, and it was too much.
Yeah, what do you do? A to D, and then you run through the whole system and then come back out D to A, and only do that once instead of in every device, I guess.
It's just the way I was doing it before, it was all digital over the network, and then now I guess it's no, it's still all digital, but I'm doing it not, instead of over the network, it's like hardwired. Just the raw output from the video card that would would normally feed a display is going straight to my other computer with a capture card in the PCI slot. So there's like very, very, very low latency there. I was getting bad latency before.
Well, so you ditched the IP stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of latency how did you get with that?
Like almost a second sometimes. It was pretty bad. Like you could see the audio never would sync up to how my mouth was moving. And now it's probably closer than ever. Whoa, Bald Engineers raiding with a party of 41. Hey, welcome, guys.
Oh yeah, Bald Engineer, he's cool. You think maybe he shut down his stream and he's just kicking over to this one? This is W2VW here. Yeah, that's neat. I have to bring up the stream. I'm not looking at it. I'm just cleaning up around here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. Here, let me say hello to these guys real quick. So we're doing some, welcome everybody. We're doing some live ham radio here. I'm on the 80-meter ham band 3877 kilohertz or so, doing some AM, talking to my buddy Dave in South Jersey. So yeah, welcome. Let me key up here and get back into the QSO conversation here. All right, so yeah, there's some folks watching now.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I just started rolling it here. Not bad. Yep. Well, my transmitter has drifted down here from 3875 to 3874.59. What a piece of crap.
Yeah, I'm starting to drift too. But I had it set perfectly for 3885. Like I was just high enough off the frequency that once everything warmed up, I would be eventually right there. And then, yeah, now we're on 3875, and I'm slowly drifting away with the 1940s tube VFO. Got a couple follows
Yeah, that
there,
thing's
guys.
not as
Thanks.
bad as my 1950s tube VFO. This thing needs work, but it's not aggravating enough to rip apart right now, especially since my backup doesn't work anywhere near as well as this week. But that's going to change real soon. Then maybe I'll do something with it, or maybe I'll just get disgusted enough and change the SSB. This Johnson 500 has an SSB input jack in the back where you can use it as a quote-unquote linear, and it's not very linear amplifier for sideband. Like a watt and a half of sideband will drive this thing to, I think they rated it at 600 watts input power, so, 350 watts out the pipe. And I used to use it like that back in, let's see, 1986. I had a Heathkit single bander. They made these mobile monoband rigs, and I took the finals out of it, and I got the driver power to come out of 50 ohms using the Pinet that was in there. And I used to use the Johnson 500 for a final. And it worked, but
Yeah, well, we could also all just get those fancy doctor dental surgery VFOs, but I think for most of the stuff we do, you have to have like a little buffer amp, and then there you go. That's the same annoying stuff that I'm dealing with right now.
yeah, you got levels going on. Oh, you got to figure out a time there you can go to Byram and pick up that TS830. That'll fix 2/3 of your problem. I know they work, between the two of them, they're working 7 days a week right now, but I'm sure there are some times you have to figure that out. Anyway, yeah, what I want to do is just use my rice box as an exciter again, and I can use that SSB input. That's what I did back then, is I just used that input so that when I was on AM, I could put in half a watt of carrier or whatever, and it would just, and that would be the end of it, and no more drift. That rock solid. And that was back when everybody was using a tube VFO. It was kind of weird to be right somewhere and stay there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think drifting is cool. I always have. So screw it, I'll use this 122 as long as it works. This one actually has enough oomph to make some decent grid current on 10 meters and 11 meters. Yeah. None of the other, the other two, they can't do it. Just, you don't get anything.
You ought to spend some time when you get it getting the backup so that that one doesn't break. Because if you don't have a backup, you know what'll happen.
Yeah. No, there's two more. One of them works, pretty okay. One of them's got some issues. So it's a decent backup. I mean, you can get on 10. Just, your peaks aren't going to be great, I guess. It would be, low grid drive. That's all. And then I've got the signal generator. I got to get that thing going. So I'll have to make that drive. How far is that from well, I'll look on a map, but I'll plan on doing that. Who do I have to get in touch with?
I'll send you their contact information. You could ask Toby too, because he's been over there.
Oh, okay, cool.
He did their water heater for them a few months back. Came in really handy there to save the day. They were very happy.
Yeah, I remember that.
If they find out you're an electrician, they'll probably chain your car to a tree and won't let you leave.
Oh, geez. Yeah, well, they're keeping me pretty busy at Hatzel and Boo Boo.
I know. Well, that's a good thing. I hope that lasts through the crappy weather. It'll be great. Nothing like going to work during crappy weather and instead of sitting at home and the weather stinks. That's no fun. Yeah, man. How's signal level now?
It's pretty steady. I mean, it still seems a little low. Like I've heard what you're running now, you're 500 and had almost, well, a lot more signal, but it's 50 dB SNR, nice and strong, comfortable, quiets down the noise floor and all that.
Yeah, 50 dB SNR is very, very good. I'll take that. You're probably about 30 if I had to guess here. Looking at noise level, which during the day, it's not too bad. It's been worse. I gotta hook my loop back up, and then I can really enjoy some good SNR. I need it for 160, really.
Well, I can try an experiment. Take about 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's up to you. If you want to do that, you don't have to. If you do, I can also reduce this too. I've got I've got about 2,550 volts on the 4400 right now.
So you can go up well, actually, no. What does the data sheet say for that? What makes it happy?
Well, I have the tap on the transformer itself. It's got 4 different output taps. It's an old 1930-something Thordarson with cast iron bells. It weighs about 105 pounds. The same weight as the transformers in your amp, but it's a little different shape. And I've got it down from the top tap is supposed to be 6,000 volt center tap to be used as full wave center tap only. You can't put a bridge around it. So I've got it at the 5,000 volt tap, and I'm running a swinging choke, although I don't need it because the supply doesn't run the modulator at all. But I'm still using that, and the reason I kept it is because during a fault, it's very forgiving. Like when I was having all those problems with arc overs, if you're quick enough on the draw, and I use a foot switch, I can stop transmitting, and nothing will break. Whereas if I were to put a stiff transformer in here, like a voltage doubler, like a modern low resistance piece of iron, I'm pretty sure that something would launch in a third of a second during a fault. I'd start melting stuff if there were a fault. So I'm keeping this ancient stuff, high resistance secondary and primary plate iron from the 30s. And it's cool too. But with this setup, I could dial up probably to Oh, I could get just shy of 3,000 volts if I were to turn the variac all the way up. Whereas on the 6,000 volt PAP, it'll go up to at least 3,300 volts, maybe slightly higher, but I've never tried that because I don't see the utility in going any higher than that, and all it's going to do is going to find a weak point that I don't want to know about.
That makes sense. Those are cool transformers. I'm glad they're still on the air. But so you have a ways to go. I mean, you could turn that thing up. Screw it. I'm gonna go press a couple buttons in the other room. W2BTK.
Okay. Roger. W2VW. Yeah, let me go over and re-zero while you're doing that and find another 807.
Hey, Sensei Panda, welcome. All right, we're back. Got buttons pressed. Papa Smurf is warming up, so we should be able to do better than 30 dB SNR down there on Beechwood Mountain. Oh, there you go. 0. Getting back on frequency. I think I'm close enough. I twisted the VFO a little bit while I was in the other room.
Yeah, I turn the variac up just because I can. It's up all the way, so I've got... And hi, Mikey. This transformer is supposed to be 5,000 volts secondary with 110. It's got 120 going in. And I think it's about 2,700 volts on the plate right now.
Yeah, your signal came up a bit. It was about 55 dB SNR that time. So nice. Okay. Whoa.
Oh. What you got to say for yourself, Mikey?
Hey,
W2VW. You're on the stream. You're being heard worldwide. I think Billy's got a couple of people from Botswana on there.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, I'm not running the amplifier right now. It's fine. Hope you guys are hearing me fine. I'm turning the recorder.
Hey, Mikey. You're a little bit low up here, but that's okay. You probably don't have the amplifier on. I don't have my amplifier on yet. I will in a couple minutes. And yeah, there's a few people in here from another stream. They rated us. Well, hopefully they're getting their dose of ham radio. You're oh, never mind. W2BTK. TK.
9 more to go on the DSCC stage. 9 more.
The last
FT8 DXCC. You got any unconfirms that really annoy you? Do you have Hungary? Because I've got 9 queues with Hungary. None of them are confirmed.
Funny you said that. I actually emailed every unconfirmed today, and the message is confirmed. I was one of them, so they are answering the email.
Interesting. Well, I like to go back to the 70s and just exchange cards with everybody on 27805. Bring up Billy's stream. You can look at your bandwidth.
Yeah, Mikey.
Hello, 5. Hey, a pretty good amount of latency going on there.
Always. I don't know how to fix that. I mean, there's not much I can do about that, but oh well.
You see where people are talking about recording music and playing in orchestra stuff and all on the internet and all being at home? I mean, somebody's figured out how to synchronize with all the latency. I'm sure there's a way to do that. Not that it doesn't apply to us, but I guess everything's got to be delayed. You have to add up all the delays of everything, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, what a mess. I don't know. Don't they just do it one at a time, send each other like a session file or something? I think I heard the last click. I'm going to go check on that. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do that. Not my field, but it's a good mind exercise for what's left of my mind. This is W2VW here on Beechwood Mountain in lovely New Jersey. Hey, Mikey, did you look up at the sky?
No. Is there something I need to see, like the alien film?
You notice, if you do, how overcast it is here. It's ridiculous. It still looks like, I guess it's still the smoke from the fires in California. It looks like upstate New York here. It never looks like that around here.
Check. Hello. 1, 5. Hello. Okay, everything seems to be optimized.
I'd say it was, yes.
Sounds like I got a little bit of a hum today, though.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there. I'm thinking, I should send you a schematic of what I have jotted down here from what I'm working on, and you can see what possible fault paths would be if one of the blocking caps, DC blocking caps in the cathode circuit became leaky. I'm thinking that's got to be. One of them is a mica, and it's probably 75 years old.
Yeah. I would take a look at that. I don't know. Let's see. But, like, where would I source something like that? Or, I'd have to get something and try it. I don't know any other way to find out, Maybe it'll blow up. Who knows? Hey, there's Mikey. He's in the chat.
Mikey do gray X-ray.
Mike do GX Ray. Welcome. Come.
Yeah, which one of you worked more hours this last week?
Probably Mikey.
Yeah, we're going to give out the Work More Hours Award here.
I didn't work a ton of hours. I just worked every day almost.
This is my only day off.
You doing that every week now, Mike?
Since June.
Yeah, they really like you. They're rewarding you.
I told my supervisor, thanks for filling up my bank account with cash. I appreciate it. Figure if I use reverse psychology on them, maybe they'll like stop it.
Yeah, I got that. I read in between the lines, and I don't know. What if they use reverse psychology on you?
Then I'll have to quadruple reverse on them.
Didn't Bruce Lee perfect that?
Let me load up here.
Oh, I see Tommy TJH is probably making pizza again.
Yeah, he's got food pics in the Discord, yo.
I ought to take some pictures of what Ada's cooking up. She made these meatballs. She discovered the convection microwave.
Oh.
You know, we had this microwave for like, here she comes. Wait a minute, I'll let her tell you. Make sure you fully modulate. See that? You gotta displace this much, not this much. You'll sound
Do
like
I need to displace this much? I can't
but
sound
don't
like
talk
you.
like that. You can't do
I
that.
can't talk like you all sound like Harry.
And so you're cooking.
I'm cooking turkey meatballs, eggplant lasagna, all on the healthy side. And Dave makes fun of me because we
Not
had
making
this
fun of you.
microwave for 4 years.
And she never knew that it had a, well, she
I
knew,
knew it
but
had a
she
convection oven.
didn't want anything to do with it.
And Dave started using it to make pizza.
Actually, I used it to burn all the crap off the inside of the oven instead of cleaning it.
Anyway, now it's become our best friend, and he makes fun of me because he discovered it.
Something like that. So, you know what the moral of the story is here, Billy?
Meatballs?
Women are always right.
No, the moral of the story is read the manual.
Ah. RTFM, as they say.
All right, just checking something out here on the delay. Infant here.
Checking what? Meatballs. I don't care if they're made in the microwave or if they're made in a cauldron or whatever. They're really good. Oh, Tommy's putting up all of his stuff. Broccoli, bacon, cheddar bites. Fried mushrooms. Mozzarella, is it goat's milk or is it regular milk, Tommy?
That's Tommy, right?
No, it's K2TJH. He lives over in the woods where all the pine needles are, and he just got an AM transmitter, and he's got his antenna up, and he's going to be on here with us very soon when he stops blowing fuses.
All right, he'll be smoking. Yeah, how's that signal? A little bit better there, Billy?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Affirmative.
Well, you can see it yourself, Mikey. Give yourself a signal report.
Hold on a second. I'm watching Billy eat pizza. Stand by.
Watching Billy eat pizza is nothing out of the ordinary.
I pretty much. I'm always eating pizza on my stream. Always.
You should have like an emblem or some kind of maybe an avatar or something, and it should be shaped like a pizza.
That's a good idea. I could get my own. I'm pretty sure that they have emotes I think they're emotes that are pizza.
W2VW. I gotta check out some Bald Engineers stuff. I haven't looked at that in a while. I've been busy, but yeah, it's pretty neat. You know, you guys are going back and forth, and you hand off. There's somebody to hand something off to. I guess that's the thing with this, you know, you want to keep your interest level up and you're working, so you're going to have to do it during the day for a while. However, the big plus is on this band works well during the day this time of year. And late at night, if you can't get on 160, then you're not going to talk to the same people. You need to make all new friends on here. And if you listen here late at night,
I've had a lot of fun late night 75-meter mosh pits, you know? No.
Well, it's kind of fun when the cormers come out and try to interfere with our fun. I mean, I will admit that there's something about that operating through noise improves everyone's skills. I mean, you know, you hone your receiving skills and you hone your transmitting skills, and your skills get better because somebody cared enough to try to corm your QSO. They took time out of their busy life to do that. So yeah, I get that in a kind of weird, sick sort of way.
The gift of quorum, yeah, it keeps on giving. No, it's I have fun at night. I definitely do. Sometimes, you know, if I'm not already in the middle of it, like I'll turn it on and hear that, and I'm like, ah, screw it. Definitely, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm also looking forward to having the option doing like really, really high quality single sideband late at night too, in the near future. W2BTK.
W2VW. Did you hear that, Mikey? High quality single sideband.
You gotta get on late at night for the cormers. They come out of the woodwork and they like to get slapped up.
Yeah.
And believe me, I like smacking them up.
Well, there is some sort of satisfaction about that. I don't know. What is it? It's so fun to stomp on somebody that's trying to interfere with you on purpose. Why is it? What is the attraction of that? It's like a train wreck.
Well, for me, is if I'm having a bad day and I'm like, I got somebody to unload on.
I just like it for the competition, you know? It reminds me of what I used to do on the CB.
Yeah, I'd have to say I'm coming through more of that direction. It's a competition thing. It's really who's got the whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's like being at the key down. Who's got the bigger signal? No.
He's talking to the food. She said to me one time, you know, this whole amateur radio thing really is about who's got the largest
Tube?
I forget what the word was, but
Schlong.
What was that, Mikey?
It was the word schlong.
Hold on, you're in a fade. What was that?
Schlong, it was schlong, I say. Schlong, ding dong, schlong.
Oh, okay. Copy.
how do you spell that?
It's like SCH, schlong. I don't know, you fill in.
Yeah, I think it's SCHLONG. Schlong.
Yeah, because if you spell it wrong, then it doesn't have the word long in it.
Well, I don't know. Anybody who's spent a schlong time learning how to spell would be less likely to make that mistake.
Like if you look at schmuck, right? It's spelled schmuck, but everybody says schmuck. Why is that?
I always said smock.
Really?
Yeah, smock. Like for art class, Go get your smock.
I don't know. I've got a couple people I can bounce that off of that are very receptive to communicate their culture of Yiddish, which is kind of seems to be a form of slang German. Well, what the heck do I know?
Yeah, that's a word I haven't used in a very long time. Like, you just don't hear people talking about smock, schmock, any of that.
All I know is that TJH one day is going to get stuck where he lives. He won't be able to fit out the door if he keeps this up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
W2 very weak at 420.
What? W2 BTK. Yeah, look at that. Everything is fried. Hi, Mikey.
Hey.
All right. Huh. The hum's pretty bad, isn't it?
Gotta be illegal. Let's call the police, and it's one of my big pet. For permission before you basically do anything, and it's just it's disappointing to see that that's become sort of the de facto go.
I wish I could hook up a smell-o-vision transponder here, because these meatballs, you wouldn't believe.
Oh. Yeah, like, you could cook meatballs a bunch of different ways. It's probably more of like the Italian style. And then now there's this whole Swedish meatball thing that's been a phenomenon for a couple years here. My brother's wife making like all this Swedish food. So it's all good though, if it involves meatballs in my experience there.
Yeah, the meatball experience. They were out in the 60s, right?
What? I think there was also a band called Free Beer.
Yeah, and in the meatball experience, they use like Marshall 4x12s.
I don't know. The only band I remember from that time was Hocus Pocus.
I guess they were around in 68 or 9, but they didn't hit big until 1973 over here. Yeah, my brother had a couple of their albums. There's one of their tunes that I can't remember the name of it now, but it starts off like really slow, and it goes on, and it's like you had a bad day, and it's like, and by the end, they're like jamming, and it's like, yeah, the sky is turned all these wonderful colors, and everything's great, man.
They might have been on drugs too.
No, that's impossible. And bands back then never did drugs. Come on. I mean, they might have had like, they might have been on like penicillin or something, but that was it.
You're favorite of Jimi Hendrix.
Oh yeah? What do you want me to tell Jimmy? Do you know what he actually died from?
What, do you have a heart attack?
No, he took an overdose of sleeping pills that were like regular prescription pills. That's pretty much what killed him. He took like 20 times the amount that he should have.
Which probably led to a heart attack too, in your case.
They were called Vesparax. I think they took them off the market too, you know. Well, I don't know if it's that simple. A heart attack, well, a heart attack and a liver attack and an everything attack, yeah.
Shut it all down. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's really weird because the guy that was the bass player from the Animals kind of sort of was responsible for Hendrix going to England and starting a band over there and getting off the Chitlin circuit and working for people like Little Richard and the Isley Brothers and making no money to being as famous as he was. And their first album was in competition for #1 album with the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, back and forth on the charts from nowhere, it seemed, but not really. But the guy that did that was from the Animals, the band The Animals, and the guy who kind of sort of they called for help to, see what happened when he died was another guy from the Animals. What's his face? Can't think of his name right now. What? But their band had split up, the Animals, and they all went off their separate ways. Like, half the band was doing acid and the other half were drunks. So they split up.
I don't know much about, bands from that era. Minimal amount.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to take what you hear with a grain of salt, too, and unless you run into people here and there and who are actually around, and they'll tell you the real stuff, but don't tell anybody.
I've seen a lot of weird stuff just from mixing cover bands in that bar, mostly, people that were patrons of the club there. I've seen it all, man. It's a rough lifestyle if you're just going from place to place like that every night.
Oh yeah, it sounds like fun and it looks like fun, but it's hell.
A lot of these stories that are coming to mind, I can't tell on the air.
Yeah, understood. But have you ever seen a whole bottle of beer disappear?
Nah, not that extreme. I've seen other things disappear.
My demented mind, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Uh-oh, TJH is eating now.
Yeah, that stuff looks good. And fried anything. Come on.
You got 10 pounds of meatballs?
No, the eggplant lasagna.
Eggplant lasagna. You hear that? Eggplant lasagna. They don't make that at the pizza joint, Billy.
That's true.
Are they, here you go, Mikey's a good guy to bounce this off. Any Chinese places around here deliver that you know of? Because, looks like they all stopped delivering, which you can't blame them, because there's a lot of frickin' weirdos out there.
No, Chinatown delivers in Bayville.
Chinatown.
Oh, they stopped.
You hear that? That's the review. Anything else you'd like to say?
There's only one good Chinese place in this whole area.
Tell them.
Great Wall 2 in Bayville.
Great Wall 2 in Bayville. And I'm not being paid for this. This is not a commercial announcement. However,
It's the only good one. Has shop right
it's
on
the
the right.
only good one. Everything else is full of MSG. You know what? I ate this Chinese food 3 times in a row. My blood pressure didn't go up. They left the MSG out.
No, they left it in, but
They left
they're-
something. I don't know
they're
what it
clean,
is.
and we've looked at the others, and
But what you really got to do is you got to go around in the neighborhood and see how many cats are left.
Okay, so I asked my wife, I said, which one she likes better? She said Great Wall sucks.
there is a Great Wall by the nail place. That one sucks. I agree with her. The other Great Wall is the one in Bayville, past the shop right on the right.
And there you go.
We no see your cat. Cat.
You double it, Bill.
Billy, did you get that?
Nope.
Yeah, Billy's going to drive all the way down here for Chinese food.
Hey, you never know.
We no see your cat.
Yeah, Billy. By the way, with the Big Blue, I think we'll have a party one day and just rip it apart and do a preventive maintenance inspection and probably change the cathode choke in there and that cap out, you know. And maybe even change the air handler stuff. Let me get back to you on that, because initially that stuff seems to be pretty good. Let's see how it holds up.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 of them here. You probably have more of those. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I don't know. There's 2 of them here, so it could do like push-pull with those, or I don't know. It's a lot of things. That would be pretty cool. Because it still does, if I'm really on it and I do an old buzzard, it gets, I need a buffer update, and the thing about it is it comes down really fast. But it still gets up there into, hello.
Yeah, understood. Well, that's a pretty conservative thermal situation you got going there. I'll say one thing: American tubes have it all over Russian tubes for transmitting ceramic tubes, at least as far as cooling goes. Man, and Ruski tubes, you really need to get some breeze going in those. It's ridiculous.
Well, that silver fan is impressive. So it's probably gonna move more air and take up less room. Like you said, it frees up a lot of room. Maybe we could do a tuned input.
Yeah, I ought to be able to have some kind of data as to exactly what works too for that. That way, put something in there mechanically and there's no guessing, it'll work.
Yeah. I got decent at that. That A10 rig had a pretty good input on it until it started arcing over.
Ever tell you about the first linear amplifier I ever built?
No.
W2VW. I think we missed 430.
W2BTK on Montana Mountain.
Well, anyway, back in the 70s, I was reading my ARRL handbook, and I had junked a DX100 and a Viking 1. I think I got one of them at the Englishtown auction, and the other one came from somebody I knew. Anyway, I had the plate transformers out of both of them. And I decided, let me build myself a linear. What am I going to use? I'm going to use 807s because they're popular. Little did I know that 807 is like the worst tube to use for a RF linear amplifier tube, because the lead lengths of the actual cathode and the grid and even the plate, all those lengths of wire that are inside the tube, and by the time it gets out the pins and goes where it's got to go, they're long enough to support VHF. They're like little strip lines, at high VHF, and it's like if you want to make your amplifier into an oscillator, this is what you do. So I didn't have a car then because I was still like 15, I think, and I rode my bicycle to Laughing Idiot Electronics in New Brunswick, or East Brunswick, New Jersey, on Route 18, up at the top of the hill there, which was over 10 miles away from where I was living, and ordered 3 brand new, spanking new 807 tubes from, I think they're Amperex, and they came from Holland or somewhere like that. I think that's what they were. I still have 1 or 2 of those. Anyway, brand new tubes, and I used an electrician's J-box, an outdoor steel J-box, and I had to drill like holes for the tube sockets and stuff. I don't even know where I got the I got the sockets from the Viking and the DX100. That's right. The 1625 sockets are the same, which are the modulators in the DX100. Anyway, put this thing together, and of course the band that I was on at that time was previously had been an amateur band up until September of 1958, but it was now a different allocation known as Part 95 band. You may have heard of it. Anyway, I had my Radio Shack 3-window power modulation SWR meter. I put this whole thing together. I put the Viking and the heat kit plate transformers in parallel, and I put, I think, both swinging chokes in there too. So I had like a 800 volt, fairly good, very stiff plate supply. Anyway, this sucker, I didn't know what I was doing with the output pi network, but I kind of sort of eyed it up, and this might work. We'll have to change this and play with that. So I key the thing up, right? And I'm showing like 200 watts out on the meter. Like, wow, check this out, 200 watts. I dropped the exciter, and I still got the same 200 watts coming out of it.
Not good. Good.
And then the tube started to blush.
Yeah. A little bit of oscillation there.
Yeah, well, I picked the worst tube and didn't know what I was doing. And if I had to build an amplifier with 3 807s for the Part 95 band again, I would not do it. I would not do any of it that way, except for the power supply was okay. The only part of it that was good was the high voltage power supply and the filament supply. Everything else was garbage. And I had to drill all these holes in this steel J-box. It wasn't aluminum, I'm drilling like 10,000 little holes to make a circle for the tube sockets because I didn't have chassis punches, I'm like, yeah, this is going to work really good. I only have 47 more holes to drill.
Man, hey, well, Clark had a 807 final on the air somewhere around there in his neighborhood, in like his parents' house or something. He's got a funny story about that. He met a guy that with that thing. I wonder if he had to drill, but like, I wonder what he had to do.
I don't know. If we talk about Clark enough, he usually shows up.
He was on 3885, I don't know, an hour, a little more than an hour ago.
Yeah, he's up there right now. Well, he's doing his thing and keeping the airwaves alive with yum. So, but we'll keep talking about him anyway.
Clark. Oh, I'm very polite bandwidth today. Got it choked off at 10K. So, I guess hopefully I'm not bothering anybody.
You know, if you're not bothering anybody, you're not really having fun. But yes, I'm doing the same thing. I am running reduced bandwidth here to be a good neighbor, and we're 10 kilohertz away. So that should be enough.
Yeah, we can all run 5K of audio bandwidth. And in theory, not hear each other at all.
Yeah, Clark's a pretty good neighbor. I don't hear any distortion and crap products. All I hear are very high frequency sibilants, which are due to my very gentle roll off in bandwidth on my receiver. So yeah, Clark's a good neighbor.
I have my receiver a little wider than we are right now. I'm getting very, very minimal amounts of the same thing. I could probably tighten it up, I guess. I probably should.
I don't know, I kind of like it there, knowing that there's another queue going on and there's people occupying the AM window with AM and having fun. You know, those QSOs where everybody's on the same frequency and somebody breaks in at every over. I've heard a few of those in the last few days. That's a little much.
Yeah. Yep. Especially when there's already, 3, 4 people, and then someone breaks in and goes on about something completely, just changes the topic, and then they're done talking, somebody else breaks in. They, oh, hey, how you doing? And those two go back and forth for, 10, 15 minutes on some type of topic. Well, there's 3, 4 other people out there just like, oh, happens all the time. It's like weird. It's well, trippy, I guess is the word.
Well, this fast break-in stuff is a product of instant gratification and short attention span, and we just embrace it and make the most out of it. But still, if you're going to break in, that's fine, but it's nice to at least listen for a little while. But there's a lot of busy people out there, and this coronavirus stuff driven a lot of people into their caves, and they get on the air and weird stuff might happen, but it's better than getting on the road and flipping your car over. I've been looking at accidents around here online where they're recorded and reported. There are people flipping their cars over left and right on a Garden State Parkway. I mean, that's the road for people who can't drive to begin with, but flipping your car over?
I saw a guy. I think I said this on the air or somewhere. He rolled his pickup truck into a light pole right in front of me coming home from work the other day. I was getting on 78 coming up the on-ramp, and I see some smoke, and I see like this flash of brown, and then the light pole came down, and I drove by about a couple seconds later, and the truck was still settling in the bushes off on the side of the road on its side. The drive axle and the rear wheels were still spinning and everything. I was gonna pull over and see if they needed assistance or whatever, but there was like 4 or 5 people in front of me. They all pulled over and were out of the car running over there, and I was like, you know what? Just keep moving. I think it'll be okay. But pretty wild, huh?
Yeah. I've seen that more than once, but it's been years, where you're on the scene of a fresh accident. W2 very weak here. I remember back in the 80s when I was working in construction, we were coming home from work, and we're driving down the back roads, and here's a school bus, and it's in a ditch, We're talking a full-size school bus, and the wheels are still spinning. And we freaked out. We're like, man, this, school bus accidents are the worst. But it was only it wasn't even the school bus driver. I guess it was some guy either jockeying the thing or a mechanic or something. And he flipped it over. And we got there, and the guy was just getting himself out. And we're like, you okay, man? Yeah, you sure? Gave the guy like the standing 8 count. Like in a heavyweight fight. Follow my finger, up, down, sideways. And then other people started coming and were like, we're going to get out of here before the cops show up because you might want to figure out the rest. But anyway, we got out of there.
Yeah, it's right at an on-ramp that I know. I was coming home from work and everything too, but yeah, it makes sense. And yeah, it's scary. I'm sure you've been in car accidents. I've been in a couple of them. It just sucks.
Yeah, most of the car accidents I've been in were on purpose.
Whoa.
I had this 68 Barracuda that I bought from this kid that had wrecked it. It was a couple miles away. I think I paid him $200 or $250 for it, and it was all smashed in the front. He ran into something. He only had it like less than a week, and he wrecked it, and he wanted to get rid of it. I guess before his parents saw it, whatever. So I had this car, and I'm like, I'm going to take this sucker around the block, and I'm going to go peel out in front of my friend's house. So I get in front of my friend's house. It was right around the block. And I start power braking the thing. Now, it's got manual steering, manual brakes, and it's smashed in the front, bald tires, posi rear, 340. It's a very light car. Anyway, I get it spinning the rear tires, and all of a sudden the steering wheel like whips out of my hand and starts making a hard right turn, and I let off the gas pedal. I took my foot off. It was an automatic. And the gas pedal stayed on the floor, and the engine mount was broken, and the whole engine leaned over, and the whole gas pedal was like stuck full throttle. I'm like, ah! I ran over a curb with it, and it stalled out. Oh man, I started it back up, and it started up, and I drove home.
Dude, that's scary.
It was Christine. This thing was possessed by the devil.
Stuck gas pedal in a burnout. In an automatic too, so it can shift gears and get a bunch of wheel speed. And then you come off the gas and it grabs. Whee!
Yeah, I used to have a 76 Coupe de Ville that it looked like was used to train gorillas in. The whole interior was ripped up. And I got that car because I loaned somebody some money. You take the car and I'll keep it insured until I pay you back the money I owe you. It's one of those deals, and I was using it to go to work. And I had that car for quite a while. And I used to run into the dumpster with it at work every day. I had this big dumpster, and instead of slowing down the park, I would just run into the dumpster.
Dude, that that reminds me of my buddy with the Home Depot trucks and stuff. Like, any vehicle you put this guy in, like, he's gonna, come back and be like, yeah, like, I don't know what happened. Like, the motor blew. Like, or something like that. He'd get, like, it's a Home Depot truck. We went to pick up some couch or something and move it to one of his friend's houses or whatever as a favor. And we were bringing the thing back, and, like, he backs it up to, like, that silver guardrail. And, like, he just kind of lightly taps the guardrail. He's still in reverse, and I see him just floor it. And he's starts doing a burnout, and the thing is, like, wheel hopping and, like, scrape it up on this, like, bouncing off the guardrail, basically, like, burp, 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 like, it's spinning the wheels. And, like, he just parks it and gets out and, like, returns it.
Yep. It's amazing what, I mean, and all that is really good practice for driving in snow.
True.
Man, they used to know when I was always on time at work. They knew it because they heard the bang.
Well, that's how, all these trucks find the loading dock. They just bump into it.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
You stand there and give them hand signals all you want. They just keep backing up until it bumps.
Yeah, the best was the trailer shop at UPS. You get these guys that they were partying all day and all night, all weekend, and never went to sleep, and then they had to go to work on a Monday night or a Sunday night, and they just needed that half hour of sleep, or otherwise they were going to die. And they'd come in, I got a brake light problem, and they'd sabotage something to make a light problem, figuring the better sabotage job they did, the longer it would take to fix. You fix it in 5 minutes. Hey dude, you can stay here if you need a nap, but it's fixed. What? No, it can't be.
Dude. That's... Well, at least we don't get a lot of guys like that with what I do. That's nice.
W2VW, talking about the games people play.
W2BTK. What happened to Mikey?
I think he's looking at new motorcycles or automatic weapons or radios or something. So there's a new radio out that he doesn't have.
Isn't there some considerably more than 10 grand like Yaesu or something now? No.
Well, there has been for probably 30 years. I guess the big one was Icom. I think 7800 was one of the real. I don't know. I saw the price tag for my FT1000D when it was new, and I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, they still are. If you want to find a used one or something, people get bucks for those.
Yeah, well, I would have never selected this personally, but, it's not a bad box.
Are you using it now?
I'm using it for a receiver. You want to hear me use it for a transmitter?
Oh, I like the 500. Your QSC needs, you gotta look at those lights.
No, I think I'm going to make you listen to this, whether you like it or not.
Whoa. Is that what is that by itself?
Yeah, this is... It's probably got too much audio. This is, about 18 watts or so. Same exact audio chain. Zero difference.
Oh, you're still doing a pretty decent signal here. You're basically about what Mikey was giving me.
Huh?
Yeah, so Mikey, yeah, that makes sense. And I can stomp myself. That's the good part about that. You like that?
What's the problem?
Whoa.
There you go.
I'm reading up on some AR kits. What's up?
See? What I tell you, it was guns.
Wait, what just happened?
It's Mikey.
No, Dave, you keyed on yourself.
I keyed on myself. Wait a minute. What I said? Cut that crap out. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. Hey, Mikey.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, Dave, you should wear your diapers.
Yeah, who's got this many TR relays in their system,
That's... It's mind-blowing if you think about, what you'd have to have going on to do that.
W2VW is a complete idiot. Thank you.
That's almost like what the corner does.
Yeah.
It's like that, that's pretty neat.
I'd be a really good corner if I wanted to.
That's a very neat trick.
You like that?
Yeah, it reminds me of the days we used to sit and reach back and turn off our Dave made six pill or whatever and just go on the like the horn games. You know what I'm talking about, the horn games.
The horn was definitely a game changer on Channel 19. You had all these guys, they were rehearsing their spiel, their speech. You know, you get the guy talking about how great Obama was, and then you get what was the one, the CBAHOLES, all those guys had a website, and they'd go on and blah, blah, blah. And there was one guy in particular, he'd go up and down the road all day long advertising for their website on there, and these guys had that whole spiel, the whole fine-tuned blurb, and all of a sudden it would be like, and it was all over.
But little did they know, it was the same guys.
Right.
You know,
And for a while, they thought it was the same guy.
over.
Hi, Mikey.
There's your meatballs, Dave.
Yeah, I see that, Budley, if you can hear me.
Budley. Yeah, see, Dave monitors the chat.
Yeah, man. I don't know if he's actually transmitting here, too. I hear something. Budley usually comes. He's in Ohio. You know what? There's some really good ground conduct heavy. There's a lot of people in Ohio who really get out well on this band.
Yeah, this WA1H.
Oh, Timmy's up on 85.
And yes, well, yeah. See, that's good because that gives people a place, and
Yeah, there's AM going on around these parts. 2 QSOs.
have you been seeing any activity further down?
I'm not looking at a large enough window to see much below us and much above 85.
Yeah, you do, Budley. Yeah, okay. Start looking at it if you don't mind, because we'll move down further. Signals are starting to get much stronger. I know there were some guys on 3868 earlier, but I think they're gone.
I see a little bit of a schlop bucket around that area. I guess I'm only hearing one or seeing one of them, one guy in whatever QSO is going on there.
You're hearing some. You're actually hearing some slop bucket down there.
I'm seeing it on the waterfall.
What frequency?
Right around there, 3868 or so.
Okay, Budley, tell those guys what's for dinner to have fun. I'm not going to retune for down there. That's a whole. I'm too lazy. But maybe next week.
I'm not allowed to transmit there.
Man, I hear absolutely nothing on down there, Billy. So they're in your zone and they're not in my zone.
Well, I think he's talking to somebody who I can't hear at all, or testing or something. But I see, an okay single sideband signal there every few, like intermittently.
Yeah, gotcha. Thank you, Budley.
Yeah, actually, I Vifoed off. It's K4KJV, I think he said his call was.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you're hearing stuff. Maybe I just hit it the wrong time. I see him on your waterfall.
Yeah, it's decent signal. And I didn't even switch modes. I heard him on AM.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I see it there. All right. Well, I'd move down further, but I don't want to interfere with anybody. So we'll let the natural drift bring us down here to 74 or so, I guess.
Yeah, that works. I'm running the tightest bandwidth that I can.
Yeah, you sound, your transmit audio sounds okay. So you were saying I should check the something here, what?
Wait, what?
What? You were saying something, did you say something about the QSC?
Oh yeah, you gotta watch those blinky lights.
Oh yeah, I've been watching them and limiter. I can hit the limiter full scale and I'm not seeing a blinking light, clip light anyway.
That older lower end Crown always did weird stuff like that, with the clip lights, and I don't know. It seems like it kicked in too early and stuff. This one that I'm using now has zero problems. It's just a tank.
That's good. Well, I increased my RF amplifier without increasing the modulator. So let me see here. A little bit more modulator. I can't even. Yeah, there you go. I can just sneak up on it.
It didn't even sound that much different. It sounds fine as long as you're not going to blow anything up. I'm looking down at my indicator LEDs and it just completely normal. It's blinking on and off with voice peaks. I'm only using channel 1, channel 2. There's no indicators at all. And the thing's probably cracked open a quarter of the way. Ready to go. All I'd have to do is change the resistor in my 3 diode setup, and I could use this with something bigger.
Yeah, that's great. My 3 diode chassis is downstairs, cooling off. I don't know when I'm going to get that stuff back into service. We're going to use the Son of Blue for a little bit.
With no 3 diode. Yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. I modulated my 810 rig without the 3 diode, and it still launched.
Yeah, well, you had something marginal. Don't feel bad. I had a rig that I built a tuned input for, and I made it out of marine. I don't know if you've ever seen a low band marine transmitter or transceiver, but they had like this wonderful air ducts coil stock and RF, rated ceramic switches, great stuff to junk and make a tuned input out of. I think I sent you a picture of the tuned input that I built up for the kilowatt. Anyway, it was that stuff, and I made this tuned input for 41000 that I had. I had everything working, but the tuned input would arc on audio peaks. It would just zap over. And when that happened, you had this like ridiculously disgusting buckshot going on.
Ugh. Yeah, it's I don't know, but I do remember that radio. I was at your place one time and I saw the radio that nice inductor came out of, and those ceramic, the multi switch there, the what do you call that? Multiple, the gang switch or whatever.
Yeah, the only problem with those is they're not shorting types, but anyway. If you don't progressively short those turns out, you'll end up with a Tesla coil.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which, it's not a bad thing. Tesla coils are good.
Yeah, they're noisy though.
So I guess you're good till what, like 7 p.m. and then you turn into a pumpkin, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I might jump out of here a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'm getting my radio fix here, kind of nickel and diamond some of the stuff here that I want to make disappear. Turn this back into a normal shack.
Yeah, I've got stuff I gotta do for Monday. I gotta run a load of laundry, and I just clean some crap up. It's kind of strewn about here, but yeah, I don't know. I was gonna, where are we at? 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds. So I don't know, another half hour or so. I'll hang out.
Yeah, that works. That sounds great. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good fun. Hello. Looking at this waveform. So, yeah, you should probably find yourself a backup scope-a-dope.
I have one. I have that other. Remember the one that I had set up next to Big Blue there when he, first showed up here. I can stick that in, the one that stinks. That's got that smell to it.
Yeah. Leonard Skinner wrote about that.
Yeah. What's that smell? It just smells like old dusty electronics heating up.
No, it smells like sewing machine oil is what it smells like.
It's weird. And it's large. It's not going to fit in this rack like how this other one does. So, I don't know. I saw, you see stuff on eBay. Somebody had like a rack mount Tektronix that was in pretty good shape, but it went for, too much. Maybe, can you use like one of these newer digital ones? Are they like fast enough that it wouldn't be annoying? Like, do they do that now?
Funny you should ask. I have 2 of them here, and I just haven't tried it. I think if you trigger them properly, that they'll work better. But if you don't, then they'll be much worse. But I don't know. I think the whole thing is you're gonna have to hit the triggering with vertical channel, and you get like a stop time waveform, and then the whole thing goes out. You know what I mean? People do that on the older scopes like we're using, and I've seen that. I've never done it.
This thing works fine. I think maybe the CRT is just starting to go. But it's got. I could see 3/4 of the waveform there, and then it just kind of looks like it starts going downhill, and then it's dark. You can't see the full trace there.
Yeah, well, you might have a leaky capacitor or something, and that's most likely you've got something that's a resistor out of tolerance, or a capacitor that's leaky and it's pulling current, and your voltage is sagging like an old Mae West.
I haven't looked at like the Tektronix 465 owner forum yet to see if it's anything stupid or common. Just been running it.
Yep, W2VW here on Beechwood Mountain.
W2BTK at just about 10 after 5.
Well, hey, let's open up the request line and see if we have any requests out there.
We want Clark. 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 We want Clark.
Clark is ensconced.
Ensconced? What?
Yeah, he's interwoven there, umpire. He's doing his thing.
They're having some kind of conversation about 7200. I know that's like his thing. He's writing a book.
Yeah. Yeah, ham radio, bad neighborhoods.
Yeah. This could be one. I don't know. It fluctuates.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes it's great, like now. This is good. The SNR's good. There's no nothing, and the weirdos that get on here really only show up after dark most of the time. I think they're still sleeping it off from Saturday night.
Good stuff, you know. I'm not complaining. I'm really not complaining now because the noise floor is so quiet. There's like zero noise in my receive. So that's, you know, what more could you want?
Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. I'd like to win that, but other than that, nope.
Yeah. That's the one where they show up with the giant check. I remember they used to have commercials with that, but I haven't seen one in years.
Yeah, they bring a check, a giant check for $100,000. All I got was a Pollock.
Oh, man. Yeah, winning the lottery wouldn't be so bad. I don't think. I'm game. Yeah, I'd like that too. But any of them. It doesn't even have to be specific. It doesn't have to be Publishers Clearinghouse. It'd be anything.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to be in it to win it. That holds true for a number of things.
I usually don't play. I mean, for a while there was guys on the job and they collect money every day and get like lottery tickets, and at lunch, you know, they'd come back with them or whatever and see if they won. And then nobody really ever won anything, and it went on for like months. I mean, you know, these guys spent hundreds of dollars on these things over the course of a while, and I never wanted one. Everyone's like, "You're crazy, man! Like you're gonna miss out on all this." Like I just literally like saw that I saved myself a couple of $100.
Yes, but they're buying hope.
Yeah.
Now, as a teenager, I had a job working, I don't know, like 2.5 miles away from a horse track. And on like a Friday night, you'd have all these people, this is in the 70s, pumping gas, right, at a gas station. And these guys would blow all of their money on horse races, and they'd have nothing. They're like, "Oh man, I gotta get home. My wife's gonna kill me. I'll leave you my spare tire. You gotta give me $2 worth of gas." And I saw like dozens and dozens of these dudes, man. They all had that sickness.
Yeah, I guess it's what it is. I don't know what would make you want to do that all the time, but, you know, addiction, sickness, whatever. I was never about it. It was always like, I just never thought like there was really a chance that you could win. It's just, throwing money away, basically.
Well, I used to call it a tax on greed gambling.
Hey, perfect.
Anyway, somebody's got to win. It might be you. Might be me. Probably not.
Well, yeah, it would be pretty cool to be able to pay off some debt. So all that would really be good for, I'm not gonna buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good in the snow.
Man, the older I get now, like the more, like I used to want all these cars and all. I don't know. We can only have one thing running on the edge of like running, and this whole setup is like that. There's so many loose ends and JS stuff, and it's spread out now all over the place. So keeping this thing maintained and running is enough for me. The vehicles, just get in them and get where I need to go. I should really get a new battery for my Mustang and take that out though before it gets like crappy. I've really not paid enough attention to that vehicle.
Yeah, you gotta put some mothballs in it and make sure no critters try. Well, I guess you've got that's inside, so it's not as bad. Yeah. So, but what you're doing with your station there, the one thing about that is it applies to your profession.
Yeah, it's true. It's a lot of running stuff around. Like, if I would have tried to do this back in the day, like, yeah, all the interconnects and this and that, it would have been in pretty much the same place. But all the experience I've had through my job, just like actually doing it, running crap around my house, drilling holes in the correct spots, and like just getting all the wire and everything around, I would have done it much less efficient, probably not as good way. And that's like the least of my worries now. That's usually like most hams, like, all right, get some 220 over here. Like, oh God, like maybe I should just call somebody. Like, I don't know. For me, it's like, oh yeah, like, well, I'll do that tomorrow. It's only gonna take about a half an hour, like it's.
Yeah, it's not a waste of time because, especially troubleshooting when something breaks. That's the thing, the people who have weird problems in their life, troubleshooting weird problems, are the ones that are best at it. You get a whole set of chops for it after doing it for a while that can be applied elsewhere. So it's not like you're wasting time.
Yeah, man, I really need to, I gotta fix this setup over here with my transmit audio.
Yeah, is that something you gotta dial in, or are you imposing RF while you're transmitting and making the gain of something unhappy?
No, it's much simpler than that. So before I was using the, here, I'll bump it up just a little bit while I'm talking here. I was using the an NDI source, to pipe the video and audio from my SDR computer into the streaming computer, and now that I'm doing the video with the capture card, so the audio had to make it over there somehow. I have my Pro Tools sound card sitting on top of the rack behind me, which is connected to the stream computer. I just jumped a patch cable out of my monitor controller for my receiver setup into that thing. But obviously, like, my receiver setup takes that audio from, it's switched through my relays to mute while I'm transmitting, so that I don't hear myself out of the speakers next to me while I'm talking and cause like feedback. So just the place where I tapped it was convenient. I had the patch cable So like you don't get my transmitted audio on the stream. I'm just leaking the chat mic in there. And keeping the level of that good without getting too much leak from the speakers while I'm in receive is like a balancing act. And I need to get some adapulation. I don't have the proper adapters to Y off the audio from the computer's sound card before it goes into the other room and gets switched on transmit. You know what I mean? Like I need a simple Y cable there that I don't have, so that I can feed the stream received audio before it gets switched.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, you don't want any back wave while you're transmitting coming out of your own speakers. I dump my actual speaker leads into power resistor, even though the input to the audio amp is also switched away, because I found that a little bit of RF finds its way into the solid state audio amp, so I'm doing it that way. So no matter what I do, no matter what I dial up on transmit, ain't nothing coming out my speakers. But it's not really the smartest way to do it, but that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. So I spaced on a little bit of that. I was messing around with all the stream settings and everything.
Yeah, it's too much like work at the end of your day off.
I know. Well, you know, it's cool to have a stream to watch, though. You know, I know like you enjoy it. There's a bunch of people that do it. It's like a little bit of work to do, but not too much. You just get distracted. There's an awful lot going on, you know. No.
Yeah, I don't. Nah, not me. Not for me. I like looking at it when somebody else is doing it, but it's really too much like work. You got all that stuff going on in the station and all that. But I mean, you know, you're a lot younger than I am. You're 20-something years, 23 years younger than I am. So 23 years ago, I might have had the patience for it too. But today, nah, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like the days when I just get on for like an hour in the afternoon after work, without the stream, it's relaxing. You know, when I have this stuff going, like it's still like relaxing. Like I'm having fun, but I'm not like. Once I shut it off, and then I really relax. You just can't. You can't really relax. There's stuff going on. You're on camera. You got chat and all that stuff. But I mean, that's why I do it in the first place, you know. So you got to be ready to do a little bit of work, but it's worth it.
Yeah, that's your thing, and it looks good, and you've got a lot going on. You're making it play. That's all neat. Not for me, though. Yeah, we're coming up on unplugging this whole thing anyway for the day. W2 very weak.
Yeah, hang out another 10 minutes or so, and then go see what I have to do before this next work week starts. The other one just ended. But, well, I knew this was coming. The overtime is going to get more intense as it goes on, you know? And I feel like this job is going to man up pretty soon. You're going to have a lot of people there. Stuff is going to start moving fast. They're going to want stuff done. And, you know, it'll be Hatzel and Boo Boo again.
It's funny. I haven't heard from any of those guys. I used to run into them, like, if I went over to the site in West Orange there. Remember, you know, I'd be coming down the steps, and they'd be coming into the place, like, we gotta look at this, where's this, you know, how you doing, man? I haven't run into any of those guys online or anywhere else after spending all that time working with them. Yeah, kind of weird. But that's shifting gears. I guess when you shift out of first gear, you really don't want to bump into the cogs on first gear when you're in second gear anymore.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hold on a sec. Tommy's with the resubscribe. The subscription. Yeah, resub, man. Thanks so much. Tommy's my man. I can't wait to hear you out here, Tommy, once you get all that stuff going. This would have been
we got to send
good day for that.
TJH some fuses.
Yeah, I know. It was just saying we got to get him on the air, man.
Yeah, Bud, if you got any questions on those transmitters, please take your time and ask, because there ain't nothing we can't fix on those. Not one single stitch.
It's true. It's true. Those things, and you know, it'll be great. And it's not like a little tiny thing either. I mean, it's 100 watts AM, 100 watts carrier. You know, like rice boxes are marketed as a 100-watt rig. It's 100 watts PEP. You know, that's 20 watts AM carrier. That what you got there is 100 watts AM carrier. You know, more like 400 watts on the peaks. So you should be getting out. I ran this Viking 2 by itself for a couple years, man. I talked to everybody.
Yeah, I agree. And eventually, if you really want to tear your hair out, you can externally modulate it. It'll work just like the Viking. Or not, if you don't want to, you know, whatever. I know you're trying to build up a business and all. And this stuff takes a back seat, so maybe you want to stay with simple, whatever.
It's not that bad to get the 3 diode hooked up. You just have to have the stuff.
You need the right stuff. Yeah, those Schottky diodes, those are great.
You could have all kinds of modulation and external modulation at that.
Yep. Yeah, you can get a good 900 watts PEP out of a DX100 if you use a 3 diode and you externally modulate it and run it on a 50 ohm non-reactive load. No problem.
I've had this Viking 2 making a kilowatt PEP on several occasions.
Yeah, I have a recording of people telling you it sounded like crap. And you sound good on a recording. Well, I sent that to you.
Yup. Well, they didn't even notice that I changed anything until I said that, okay, now I've got like 300% positive peaks. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, no, like, nah.
I know. Well, it's hobby radio, man. You know? And that's the way it is. So, not everybody is into it at that level. And that's fine, I guess. So you run into me, and I get angry with people that try to break their way into stuff. I don't know why. It just bothers me. I don't like it.
Yeah, well. Oh, God. I'm looking at the PEPs. They go, hello. Yeah, it looks like I've got about 1,450 watts. PEP. It's more than I've ever gotten out of my Viking 2.
Yeah. That's pretty good. All right, Billy. Well, let's kill this thing, and it's been fun. And nice to see people on the stream on daytime. That's something kind of sort of new. And they're all going off to dinner or whatever. It was nice that Bald Engineer brought all those people over, and a couple of them are still hanging. Or it's some of the usual guys. That was fun. And, you know, the back and forth with the stream with people who are licensed is, I don't see a problem with that. They're amateurs. They're not on the air, but they are licensed amateurs. So if you look at emergency communications where you marry the internet to over-the-air communications like that, it's actually good practice as far as I'm concerned. I think you can make the case for that. So good night and good luck. Thanks. Have a good Have a good week at work. I'll be sending you some pictures. Probably going to post some pictures up on that other site there tomorrow. As I promised I was going to do that. So, 7-3. And good luck in the contest. W2BTK, this is W2 very weak here on Beechwood Mountain.
Yeah, all right, Dave. Pleasant little Sunday ham radio activity. So yeah, that was very nice of the Bald Engineer to raid the channel there. We definitely got a few follows from some of the Bald Engineer peoples. So maybe they'll be back if they thought it was cool. Anyway, yeah, it looks like we've got a bunch of regulars in here. The diehards. So sorry I haven't been streaming as much, but I agree we could talk like Tommy's not on the air, but hey, he's K2TJH, so I could shout him out. He's a licensed ham, and yes, that would be extremely useful in an emergency situation. So I agree, good practice. Anyway, 7-3 there, Dave, and we'll catch you next time. I gotta go, do electrical work for a few days now. And I'll be back. W2VW from W2BTK.
Good night.
Yeah. All right. Low-key Sunday stream check. Wow, that looks quite grainy, doesn't it? I guess the lighting changed a lot since I first got on. Oh, crap. Yeah, this light has seen better days. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm going to shut it down. I got to do a couple things around the house, get ready for work tomorrow. And, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Anybody who's left over from the Bald Engineer, thanks for giving my channel a shot. We always do this ham radio stuff. Usually me just live on the air. Oh, man, W1 LQA. Yeah, I'm shutting down. I got work in the morning and I got to do some stuff around the house. So, but you can watch the stream if you're interested. It's on Twitch now. I'll put it up on the YouTube page as usual. But hey, man, thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Oh, dang. Well, yeah, I'm shutting down, man. I gotta. Playtime's over. But I'll be streaming next weekend. I don't know. Who knows? Like, I might start streaming during the week a little bit. Just like, maybe an hour here or there, late afternoon, to try to catch up a little. Because I don't have the free time that I had a couple months ago when I was doing the heavy streaming, But I'll figure something out. Anyway. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. And, well, I guess I should rate it forward here. Not that I have a lot of people in here, but I don't even see anyone online. I don't really know. I'm not going to go digging. I got to go anyway. So you guys hang tight. We'll be streaming again soon enough. And see you next time. Peace out.